This video will show you how to replace a front outside mirror on a Mitsubishi Lancer. This will be mounted to your front door. Let's get into it. Okay friend, let's get started on our job. Now some good news here is we don't have to dislodge the entire door panel, we just have to make our way up into this corner. You can see that there is a speaker, so we're going to have to be aware that there will be a wiring harness along the back. Now this is just a small trim panel, so I'm using a plastic trim tool up along the top to dislodge it. We'll have a quick look as we lift it up. We have two locating tabs along the bottom. We're going to spin this so we can have a look along the back side. This is where we're going to find our speaker wiring harness next. Now to dislodge this wiring harness, it does have a small locking tab deep inside of this area. I'm just using a small pocket screwdriver. I'm going to make my way in between my electrical connector and the speaker itself. And now once you're prying, you should be able to slide this out of position. We just want a little bit of pressure here. We don't want to cause any damage. After it is dislodged, just a quick inspection for corrosion. Let's set this aside. With that out of the way, we can see our mirror wiring harness. Now we can see that where the connector is right down along here, it has a locking tab. Sometimes you can reach in and press it by finger, otherwise you may just need to use a small screwdriver. Shouldn't be very hard. Once you have it pressed in, just go ahead and disconnect it. Of course, a quick inspection of that wiring harness. Now you have three pieces of 10mm hardware. We're going to start removing all three of these. The upper one is the easiest to gain access to, so I'm saving that for last. I'll just use a 10mm ratcheting wrench. That gives us plenty of room in this area. We don't have to remove the entire door panel. Typically for this hardware, once you have it broken free, you should be able to fully remove it by hand. We'll try not to drop it in and behind that door panel. You don't want to have rattling while you're driving down the road. Of course, your brand new mirror does come with new hardware. Now continuing on, we're of course going to hold on to that mirror so we can remove our 10mm piece of hardware up here. Give the mirror a wiggle and remove it from your door. There it is, friend. Prior to installation of any brand new part, of course, we're going to make sure we clean and inspect our mounting area. We can see that we have a lot of dirt here. We're not necessarily worried about dirt as much as rust or rot. We can see in the center our mounting points here. For this, I'm just using some glass cleaner. Of course, it is going to be your vehicle. You can clean it as you'd like. Make our way in towards where the mounting points are. You can see where each of those three studs would go through, and then on the inboard side we'd have our mounting nuts. This looks good. It's not rusted or rotted in any way. All right, let's prepare our brand new mirror for installation. The first thing we're going to do is turn it so we can see where the hardware would be located. Typically you're going to find that there's rubber protective caps. We want to remove our 10mm mounting nuts from each one of our three studs. Now along the upper corner, you're also going to find that you have a protective cap here as well. We can set that aside for disposal. We're of course using those three mounting nuts. We'll set them aside temporarily. Now it's time to install our mirror cap. The reason why this comes off of the mirror is so that you can have it paint matched prior to installation. Once you have the color you like, it's time for the installation. Now looking along the bottom of this area, you're going to find that you have several locating tabs. Those need to slide under this area of the mirror. We're going to line this up. We can see that it lines up perfectly. Continuing on, we're going to start pressing this in. I'll show you where we're pressing. We can see right up along this area, we need to make sure these two pieces are secured together properly. There we are. Continuing on, we need to give the mirror a close inspection all the way around. And now we can get this in the vehicle. For this, we're of course along the outside of the door. We're going to start with our wiring harness and electrical connector. Just slide it right through the larger circular port. Now we can see that we do have our seal already on the mirror. It comes on there. We'll continue on carefully pressing this towards the door, aligning our mounting studs with their corresponding holes on the door itself. Now once you feel as though you have that seated, we're going to be on the inside for our three 10mm mounting nuts next. As far as tightening this mounting hardware, we want to make sure we start it all on, bottom it out. We want to also make sure that it's snug enough that the mirror will not move around while you're driving down the road. Just double check this one. We'll take hold of the mirror, make sure it's properly secured to the door as it needs to be. Assuming it is, it's time for the electrical connector next. Now, as far as that electrical connector, we'll make sure we have our locking tab facing towards the door panel. Line it up, press it in, listen for a click. After that audible click, we're just going to give it a light tug, confirming that it's secured in place. After that, I always just like to tuck my wiring harness in and behind my door panel. Now it's time to reinstall our trim panel with the speaker attached. Along the bottom of that trim panel, we have 3 locating tabs. Now as we spin this, we're having a look along the back side. We can see where we have 1 locating tab right up in this area here. As far as that tab is concerned, it goes right in this port. You can see it, it's circular. And then those 3 tabs go down along this area. As we bring this over, let's also make sure that we put in our speaker wire as well. We'll line that up and press it right in. We have our audible click. We'll just give that a light tug. Now we're bringing this down, aligning it, and then we're going to press it in towards the door once it's aligned properly. You can take a peek along the top to try to see if you're aligned. Press it in. Just double check to make sure that's secure. Okay, friend, we finished the installation of our front outside mirror. Now at this point, you want to go ahead and set it to your preferences and take your vehicle for a road test. Thanks for watching.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.